I think this would be a good coaching moment. So when we had that downtime right there, you went to go talk to the manager. We don't do that.
Well, no, I didn't.
No, there's no excuses.
Out here,
I don't care. If there's nothing to do, there's nothing to do.
So the context to this, I guess, when they were on downtime, one guy, he went, I guess maybe, I don't know if he talked to the manager or was doing extra work, but it's titled, Gotta Get the New Hire Up to Speed, Slow Down Rookie. So basically, it's promoting the idea of like, stop doing all this extra work. You're making us all look bad because you're doing extra work. I want to know if you think doing extra work is a good thing or a bad thing.
Those are really bad role models. He should do extra work if he wants to do extra work.
Exactly. That's the question at hand.
That's my answer.
Yeah. And my comment on that is one person in this video has the work ethic and the ability to eventually work his way up, get promotions, and maybe even eventually run the place. And the other one wants to get paid for doing the least amount of work. There's two types of people. And maybe over time that rookie in that video will become more like the other guy. Or maybe he'll become more assertive, more managerial, more, I'm going to figure this place out, I'm going to learn other positions and work the way up. And then there are cynical people out there who are like, oh, entry-level people will never be able to do that. Every person I know a lot of people, has worked their way up if they have good work ethic. Every single person I know, and I can start naming them and their jobs, all completely different. Every person I know has worked their way up from the ground in whatever industry and whatever job they work in. So you can be cynical. You can say there's no point. Oh, I'm never going to get this. And you can be like that, and you will never get anywhere. That's a fact.
We also know people who've been working at their jobs, and they're still at their entry-level job.
And they're miserable.
And they're and they never took the extra time to do.
I don't know anybody like that.
Actually,
at least nobody who's been in it for long enough.
No, we do.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, recently, I don't know.
I don't think they've been on the job long enough, but.
What are you talking about? Their old job, they were out for like 15 years.
Oh, yes. Okay. So that happens.
But I'm saying that's what happens if you don't do the extra work.
I know people who used to work as a cashier at food establishments and eventually worked their way up to buying out the owner. And
that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Even Steve, he started working at the acai shop. He was just an employee there. Then he started managing the place. And then he got an offer to buy one of the things and then got himself a loan and then bought the place. That wasn't that hard. So you can.
I think the coolest story is Domenico's.
Yeah. My buddy that I used to work for, he started working as a cashier, and then he started managing the place. He started opening the place. He started working more hours, and he got a deal. And then, he worked his way up. Now he owns 2 pizzerias and a bagel store. And I think he's opening up a third bagel store. I don't know.
He's rocking it.
He's rocking it. Literally started from the ground up. And then you can be there and say, oh, those stories are 1 in a million. That won't happen to me. Oh, the way the economy is, blah, 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 blah. You're only making excuses for yourself at the end of the day. If you want to go for it, go for it. If that's not what you're about, if you'd rather just work a job and then go home and get paid and that's it, fine. You do what makes you happy at the end of the day. But there's a difference. One of those guys in the video has the ability to run the place. The others will probably be working for him one day.
Yeah.
And that's why the veterans on the job, they don't like it because it's making them look bad as well.
Yeah.
And they probably, honestly... if I was one of those people, I'll feel a little intimidated about the new guy. The new guy that's busting his ass. Whatever, to each their own. What are your thoughts? Would you work hard?
Yeah, I would work hard. Actually, though, there's some jobs where I do believe, like, just do the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Just do the bare minimum.
Which jobs?
Like, I don't want to call anyone out, but, like, those jobs that, like, won't have any growth. There is
City jobs?
Yeah. Well, no, actually, city jobs you can work up, right?
If you just put in a lot of hours, I mean, that whole system is a whole other thing. Like when you're dealing with like unions and city jobs.
I just found out that it takes 5 years for you to make 100K as a teacher.
So you gotta.
Oh, sorry, not 5 years. It takes 5 years for everyone else in the union except for teachers. Teachers, it takes 8 years.
I think when you're dealing with like unions and city jobs and stuff like that, I think you're just rewarded based on the hours. Like my dad, for instance, he got offers to get a lot of promotions. He's a postal worker. He actually declined all of his supervisor promotions because he would make more money working extra overtime on the street. So he'd put in all these overtime hours because he worked it out. He's like, I'd rather just work more hours than get this promotion, even though it would be a comfier job. He wanted more money, so he would work all these overtime hours. And now, because he worked so many overtime hours, he can take months off at a time that still go towards his retirement.
Whoa.
So and he's probably listening to this right now. He's going to call me and he's going to be like, you're telling it all wrong. But now he can take months off at a time up until he retires. I think he could take a whole year off right now and get paid for the whole year because he did so much overtime over the last few decades.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So there are other ways to grind it out and like that. So what do you guys think? Let us know your thoughts. Drop this video a like and subscribe. Peace out.